hear me?
Yes, we can.
Can you hear me now?
Yep, that's perfect. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you, members. Richard Warren is my name. I am a semi-retired solicitor, having spent a long time in the legal profession, mainly in litigation. I can recall that I was advised to go to SAIL when I first graduated and became admitted, which I did. To do that, to go and learn as much as you could about the legal system, and that's exactly what I did. I had a grand amount of fun in the SAIL club and the SAIL men's club, the SAIL golf club and whatever else. It was a lovely place to live, and country life is just fantastic for people. I then came back to Melbourne for family reasons. I started doing work in personal injury area for the State Insurance Office, and also which later became Transport Accident Commission. Ended up on the panel and as an agent. I think that I did that for 20 years. I often describe myself as a head kicker in a legal system. That's what I did. I worked in the coalface for 20 years, and I must say that it was a pretty tough business. And all the lawyers who have been on tonight will probably agree with me that you have to put your game face on every time you go to work. When the legislation changed, we were basically, all that work ended. A lot of barristers who participated in that area drifted off into other areas of law, and I ended up working for a corporation. I think I was lucky enough to be able to do that because a lot of older lawyers learnt everything. As I said, when you're up in the country, you do this, you do that, you do something else. I think I went to most courts in Gippsland, and you meet people, you do wills, you buy and sell houses, and you do estates, and as a result of that, you learn a lot about corporate law because you're dealing with people, you're dealing with companies. And it's really a matter of talking to people, which is what law is all about. I think I did that for 3 or 4 years. In the last 10 or so years, I've been doing locum jobs, handling other people's practices while they've been on leave. It's dried up a bit in the COVID regime, but I still keep my hand in. I became involved with the Celtic Club in the middle 90s. I wondered what was in the building, and I think we went in there to have a look, and there it was. Myself and my mate were both lawyers. We used to go and have lunch in town, and at lunchtime then you couldn't get into a restaurant or a hotel, and we decided we go there and see what it was like. I had some Christmas parties there, and I knew something about the place. And I think, if I can recall correctly, when I was briefing barristers, there's one particular bloke whose name I won't mention. During the lunch and adjournment, he'd say, "Come with me." And we go up to the Celtic Club and have a few beers, and that was our lunch. Now, at that stage, the bar faced La Trobe Street. The bar faced La Trobe Street. I well remember that. So myself and my mate were having lunch, and up at the first floor of the Celtic Club, it was a really nice place to have food. The lady with the red hair was a fantastic waitress, and I fell in love with the place. I felt so much at home when I was there. When I was doing conferences and whatever else, I'd go in there and have a cup of coffee, review my notes, and to me, it was my own club. It was something that I could belong to and something that I could enjoy, and I enjoyed that close connection. I can remember being astounded when I went into the library one day, and it really was a really outstanding library full of all lovely good books. I hope all of us have looked at all the paintings that were on the walls. It was an enjoyment to go there, and the friends that I took there enjoyed themselves enormously. I think I can recall getting a little bit interested when all the sale process went on, and I can recall principally that I really wanted someone to tell me where the club was going to go. A bit like buying and selling a house. You sell your house, you settle on that date, and you move into a new house. And I was continually intrigued by the fact that no one was advising anybody about where the Celtic Club was going to go. I then became a little bit suspicious about whether or not the process was, can I say, was a proper process in terms of what was going to happen to the club. And we're really, in many ways, no better off. Today, we've had a disastrous episode at the Metropolitan Hotel. And but in any event, back there, I can remember that I didn't vote for the sale because I wasn't told where the club was going to go. Now, having that in the back of my mind and the sale process going through and basically having almost nowhere to go, I can remember that I went to the Kelvin Club. That was one or two clubs that they suggested you could go to. So I went to the Kelvin Club. And I thought to myself, well, this is not too bad. I just don't know to this day why the Celtic Club committee weren't able to avail themselves of a club such as that with all the money that they had at their disposal. So from that point of view, I think there are question marks about the way in which there was no alternative premises rock solid locked in once the settlement of the Queen Street premises went through. I think the Metropolitan Hotel was very poorly thought out. One of the great advantages of the Celtic Club was the access to public transport. And at the back of North Melbourne, next to the meat market, involving one train and two trams, wherever else it was a very poorly thought out decision. And to lose close to $1 million in that process is just, I think, a very worrying factor.
Give you 30 seconds left, Richard. Thanks.
Okay. So what I can also say is that I tried like hell to get the books and records of the club. And Helene made some comment about all the minutes were available. Here is my file from my attempts writing to Patrick and also Conrad Curry to ask to inspect the books and records. So I was never able to see the contracts, never able to see the leases of the Metropolitan Hotel. And I think it's shameful that no proper access was ever allowed to me to allow me to see those documents. My view is the secrecy and obfuscation and intrigue has to stop. Don't hide behind privacy and confidentiality. Future COMs must cease all individual policy decisions, and they have to ensure that you abide by the legislation, the rules, and certainly the Celtic Club's code of conduct. Accountability, respect for members, and ensuring that all committee actions are decided for the benefit of members and the stability of the club. I remain loyal to the Celtic Club members and to the club itself, and not to any other body or anybody else. If you think that I am the person that you need to be on your committee, I would be very pleased to assist Patrick to forge a new path for the Celtic Club. Thank you.